On Joburg today, we talk beer and music. Later on in the show, I sit down with South African music legend Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuze. But first, here's the story of a brand new beer named after one of South Africa's most famous townships.
Soweto Gold is an idea that has been fermenting in my head for the past 3 years. The existence of Soweto, of course, comes about with the post-1886 gold rush. We actually researched the history of Soweto quite extensively, and it's quite a bittersweet history, you know. And in everywhere you go, Soweto has always been tied with gold. That's why when we came with the beer brand, we decided to call it Soweto Gold. During a lunch break, I started to ask myself, why don't I actually make myself a small brewery like, you know, everybody else? And after that, I started searching for a location where I can put this brewery in, and there was no other better place than Soweto. You know, we actually had an option to call our beer Premium, but the name Premium has been abused so much. And when we looked at our beer and how we brew it, the raw materials that we put into it, the time that it takes to ferment and mature the beer, we actually decided to call it Superior because that is exactly what it is. It is made of superior raw materials, and the time it takes to mature the beer is also superior to other beers. The feast has 4 meanings. The literal meaning behind the feast is a handcrafted beer, but also the feast celebrates the past struggles of the people of Soweto. The feast also looks into the current struggles that we still have in our societies, and one of them is the struggle against alcohol abuse, and one of them is also a struggle against monopolies. Monopolies are not good for a sustainable development of our economy. This is the first beer that is crafted by an African, so it's a very special beer indeed.
My name is Vu and you're watching Joburg today.
Joining me now in studio is the master brewer of Soweto Gold, Ndumiso Matlala. Ndumiso, thank you so much for being here. You left a cushy job at SAB Miller to start Soweto Gold. Why was it important that you did this?
Very true. I've been in the brewing industry for more than 9 years with SAB Miller as well as Heineken at one stage. And every time I had visitors in South Africa, they will all obviously like to go to Soweto, and when we're there dining, they will always ask me for a locally brewed beer. Of course, there was none, so I decided that I should brew it myself.
And let's talk about, for instance, the craft beer industry in this country. It is growing. We're seeing a lot of craft breweries coming up in the country.
Yes, craft beer started slowly in 1982 with Mitchell's being the first brewery or craft brewer that was in the country in Knysna, and we've seen the growth going very fast. At the moment, we have over 52 craft brewers in the country. Volume-wise, we're sitting just over 3 million liters of craft, which is not even 0.1% of the total beer market in South Africa. But the growth is amazing. I mean, you're looking at a growth of over 100% in craft beer in South Africa.
Now, to start this venture, of course, you had assistance from the IDC. Tell us about that process.
Yes, we had to, of course, write a business plan, submit it to the IDC. They scrutinized the plan, you know, to see if the business works. And then after that, we went through a very lengthy due diligence process. And then finally, we went through the credit committee and they accepted our proposal, and we got the funding, which is very exciting because we can actually grow our business quite quickly. At the moment, we are busy expanding the business. We are already out there, and hopefully by the time the brewery comes in South Africa, and by the way, it's already on its way to South Africa, we'll be selling quite a lot of beer.
Let's quickly talk about the fact that you're going to be partnering with overseas companies, and this is also going to benefit your employees.
That's right. We'll do quite a lot of our training in Germany and England through the University of Weinstefan and the Institute of Brewing and Distilling. And the idea is to take young people in Soweto, send them over to Germany to learn the trade of brewing, and they import that skill back into South Africa. We're also going to be partnering with overseas companies in terms of distribution of our products. We're busy negotiating with an American company. And again, we'll be sending our sales team to the USA to go and see how the Americans do it, and then we take that model and implement it here in South Africa.
And lastly, for all the beer lovers that are wondering, where do they get Soweto Gold? Is it available?
Soweto Gold is flowing. We have Soweto Gold in Soweto, of course, at the Soweto Hotel and at Nambita Restaurant. And we are down in the south in Meyersdal at Promise Grill Restaurant. We are in Sandton at Benmore Gardens at a restaurant called Metro. And in the next 2 weeks, we'll be expanding to the airport. We'll have more outlets in Soweto, and we'll have more outlets in Melville as well.
Great stuff. Dumiso, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
My name is Kamohelo. You're watching Joburg Today.
Joining me now in studio is legendary musician Sipho Hotsticks Mabuse. Sipho, thank you so much for being here today. A recent report revealed that class and not race is now the biggest divide among South Africans. That's what's hampering reconciliation. You had your part to play in the struggle. What are your thoughts on that? Have we defeated one foe only to face another?
Well, once again, thank you very much for inviting me, and I hope I can make sense of it. Unfortunately, I was not privy to the report. However, I do want to believe my observation may be biased. Perhaps, yes, the report may be correct that, we're facing a different foe, because deliberately or not, the class issue, the situation has been deliberately created so that it continues on the same basis. But then we need to underline and find out exactly how and when and by who was it created, so that it continuously, protects those, the have-nots, or protect the haves against the have-nots.
And let's talk about arts and culture. You've advocated for arts and culture development for obvious reasons, but in the context of bringing people together, what role do you think music, for example, will play, given the fact that, somebody coming from the suburbs, somebody coming from the townships will appreciate music, regardless of where one is coming from? How important a role do you think music will play in targeting the division caused by class?
As far as I can remember, music has always played that, pivotal role in the struggle. For instance, we have musicians that had to sing the kind of songs that invariably got banned by the previous government. And of course, continuously where you find there is, for instance, the joy of jazz in the city, you find that a lot of people would come because they are, people are not necessarily conscious of where they come from or who they are or what color they belong to. They come because music is such a powerful weapon to ensure that people just appreciate and enjoy what they are hearing.
Let's contextualize it to a city like Johannesburg. It's often called the melting pot, bringing people from all walks of life together. Do you think that there is enough being done in the city in terms of arts and culture development?
Unfortunately not. Not much is happening. For instance, in my travels and my experiences, particularly in America, I mean, if you go around New York, it's that city that draws everybody, not because of the kind of money that the city has, but because we're always looking forward to hearing or going to theater, to all the jazz clubs that are. You hardly find one jazz club in Johannesburg. You hardly find a decent venue where people can go, large enough to accommodate many people to the venue. If we have Joy of Jazz, for instance, people have to bring in marquees into a city. I mean, it's quite awkward, my understanding is that there should be venues, that, centrally in Johannesburg in particular, where you can draw people from Soweto, you can draw people from all other areas like Alex and so on. But we haven't done much to actually promote arts and culture. The Market Theatre is not doing as well as one would see. I don't know about the Nelson Mandela Theatre, the City Hall. Some of those venues are there, but they are not being utilized, in a way that Johannesburg can be profiled as a cultural melting pot.
You have your suggestions, but I suppose it wouldn't be fair to not ask you, as a musician, what is one of your favorite things about the city of Johannesburg?
Should I say e-tolls? One of my favorite things about the city, of course, it's vibrancy. Yeah. Johannesburg is probably the city where you just find everybody from everywhere. Just around the world, you interact with all different kinds of people. And it is actually the city where race has never really been an issue. People find comfort in each other's presence, and perhaps that's why I've continued living in Johannesburg. Whereas in other cities, you can actually still feel the separations, where the rich would always be moving out to certain areas. But in Johannesburg, for instance, you have very wealthy people in Soweto. So it's really not a race thing and so on.
And we hope it stays that way.
I hope it stays that way.
Brasipho, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
My name is Amu, and this is Joburg Today.
That's it for Joburg Today. Remember, we love to hear from you. Let's connect on social media. Follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. Give us likes and comments on Facebook, joburgtoday.tv. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's at Christine J Today. We play out today's show with Fact of Life by Newton's Second Law. Till tomorrow, it's bye for now.
Back in ETV.
Hi there guys, welcome back to another episode of Balcony TV Johannesburg. I'm Al Franco and we're on the balcony here at Randlords. Joining us on the balcony is Newton's Second Law. How's it guys? What's up?
We're good. We're good.
How's that voice? What song are you going to perform for us today?
Fact of Life, it was our first single. It was number 5 on 5 FM. So yeah.
Okay, right. Take it away guys. Show us what you got.
And the feeling is gone. Lights went off as I walked away. Give me a chance, baby, I will change. Baby, please don't walk away. I said I was wrong and the feeling is gone. And the lights went off as I walked away. Give me a chance, baby, I will change. Baby, please don't walk away. So please don't leave me now. Let's make it work somehow. Somehow, please don't leave me now. Let's make it work somehow. Let's make it work somehow. Before I started speaking my mind, ask you now to think of me. It's a general question and the fact of life. Will you be there till the end of time? Before I started speaking my mind, ask you now to think of me. It's a general question and the fact of life. Will you be there till the end of time? So please don't leave me now. So please don't leave me now. Hey, let's make it work somehow. Let's make it work somehow. Please don't leave me now. Oh, make it work somehow. Make it work somehow. Please don't leave me now. Make it work somehow. Please don't leave me now. Make it work somehow. Oh, yeah. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave